Previously on Dragon Ball Trilogy, Goten had awakened in a devastating world. Zeno stands before him and reveals that the Eternal Mages have merged the 18 universes into one and banished the gods from their control, creating a world of chaos and battles from which they collected energy through gambling. Goten was destined to defeat the mages and bring order to the world again after Goku was turned to stone by the mages. Zeno says goodbye on his deathbed after Goten accepts the mission that was imposed on him and packs his bags and set out to discover the world. Being confronted by a thief named Ninja Murasaki, after a brief fight he is stopped by another warrior, the one that looks like a Saiyan. Chapter 2, Unexpected New Master. Goten asks who are that strange man and asks if he should know him. Broly remembered that Goten only fought him in the parallel dimension. That must be the Goten from the real dimension, the one who doesn't know him. After remembering that, Broly introduces himself and shakes Goten's hand. Broly praises Goten for defeating Murasaki. That was a good fight and a good transformation. Goten, curious about that man, asks why exactly he fought against him in another dimension. Broly explains, well, I couldn't control my instincts in that dimension, but I changed in this apocalyptic and devastating new world. Now I control my powers much better. But the Broly words, Goten thinks that if he had time to control himself, this world would have been existing for some time. Broly confirms actually 3 months have passed since the creation of this new world. Goten is confused. So he slept for 3 months? Why Zeno took so long to come to talk to him? This is strange. Broly says to him, with time everything will fall into place. At first I was also aimless. I think we should stay together. Our race must come together as we meet and form a battlefront for survival. I saw that you know how to fight, but what I saw here is not enough for you to survive out there. Could you fight me? I want to see if your skills are strong enough for you to go on this journey. Goten was reluctant. Broly was being too nice to him. The Big Saiyan noticed Goten's distrust. Then he says, Broly, don't be scared. 2 days ago, I received a telepathic message from a mysterious being that I should go to this location for an important event. I think that's what this event is, fighting you. I was after Murasaki because he stole my compass, and I ended up here with you. This is fate summoning us, Goten. Goten explains that being Broly mentioned in Zeno, who was defeated by the king of the Eternal Mages. He remembers that Zeno told him to bring peace to this world, but he doubts that's going to happen. There's nothing he can do now but move on. After hearing that, Broly asks for the fight, and to calm Goten, he says, I promise to take it easy on you. I will limit myself to fighting at your level. Broly becomes a Super Saiyan with his hair turning golden. After that, Broly asks for Goten to transform too. Goten asks if it's okay if we fight at level 2, and him asks, already transforming surrounded by the golden aura and lighting. Broly goes to level 2 and his hair turns green, and his muscles expand, but he remains in good conscience. After he transforms, he explains to Goten, I gave this form a different name, which would be my level 2. My name is Super Saiyan Berserk. It is a genetic matter. Goten and Broly advance, and their fists collide. A flutter of air reverberates across the field, making both feel the pressure of the blow being thrown back. They quickly turn on each other and start a fistfight, where both Broly and Goten dodge all of the opponent's blows. Because Goten was small, he always tried to hit Broly's face, staying at waist level to fight him. Broly says, not bad, kid, but how about that? And Broly creates a green ball of energy in his hand and slams it into Goten's abdomen, who is thrown away when he hits a rock. The rock breaks. Goten stands up, wiping the blood from his mouth. Despite that injury, Goten says that Broly will need more than that to defeat him. The boy accumulates all his energy and makes a shot of a great Kamehameha towards Broly. Goten's Kamehameha goes straight towards Broly, but when it was about to hit him, the Saiyan raised his hand and holds the energy wave, crushing it with his fingers, and leaving Goten perplexed. Broly then dashes forward so fast that Goten can't even see his movements, being hit by a straight punch to the face, and then another, until he's knocked away, landing on his feet at the end. Goten starts shooting continuous golden energy balls in an attempt to hit Broly, but Broly dodges each one using just one finger. Goten decides to stop as it was already running out of energy, so he uses maximum of his speed and surprises Broly, appearing in front of him and hitting him in the face. The problem is that Broly didn't even move with Goten's punch, and grabbed the little boy's arm, holding him close. Broly expelled a large layer of green energy from his body, energy that began to destroy the surrounding area. Goten took the brunt of Broly's rage as he was stuck with him. After the dust settled, Goten saw Broly with his hand outstretched to him. The legendary Super Saiyan says, "Good fight. Let's stop here." Goten asked Broly, "Please, be my master." And the big one answered, "You certainly have a lot to learn, so I'll be happy to teach you what I know in both the art of fighting and the art of swordsmanship. Goten gets very excited, saying that he wants to fight as well as Broly. Broly tells Goten to follow the journey with him, and he will be his master. Both return to base form and sat on a dry log to rest. Goten realized that the ninja Murasaki was no longer there, and had probably fled upon waking up and witnessing the battle between them. The curious thing is that he didn't take his belongings, keeping the promise he'd made to Goten to leave everything with him. Goten opened the ninja's backpack and returned Broly's compass, and they both saw that he had something useful in the backpack for the journey ahead. To their surprise, inside the backpack was a bag with senzu beans. Goten opens his package in which he stored food, and he had bought from Pozu Mountain, and took out a piece of dried meat, giving it to Broly. After they both ate, they packed their things and set off on a trip. The road they took was going to lead exactly into the urban area of the region. Broly warned Goten, "We're heading to town, kid. Rumor has it that there's a half-lizard, half-robot guy, and he's playing terror over there. I think it might be a great chance for you to train your skills in a real fight." Both walked down a long hill until they reached the first urban area. But to reach the city center, they would have to cross a bridge. The scenario they would come across was pure chaos. Balls of energy flew amidst the great battle taking place there. Broly said, "That bastard must be the robot lizard and his gang. We're going to infiltrate the middle of the fight. It's the only way to get to the city. Are you ready, Goten?" The little one nods, putting his sword in his fist just like Broly. Goten and Broly dart onto the battlefield. Goten slams his sword into his first opponent, a pink and scaly creature. The ugly person says, "Look who's here, a new version of a worm, Gohan." He moves his arm and throws Goten back. Dodoria is his name, and he says, "I believe he told you about Dodoria, the one with the power to crush his enemies." Dodoria launches a wave of golden light energy that goes towards Goten, who jumps in the air, dodging it and advancing his sword towards his face. When granting the cut, nothing happens with Dodoria. Soon after hitting him with a straight punch, throws his opponent to the ground. Goten gets up, soon reaching the Super Saiyan, surprising his opponent. Dodoria says, "The great Frieza told me that your father could become the legendary warrior. But even the insect, how are you capable of that? I see the Super Saiyan transformation is outdated." Goten, annoyed, rises to level 2, asking what he thinks about it. He charges at Dodoria, who couldn't see him in time, receiving a straight punch in the face, being sent away and colliding with a silhouette of other warriors that lay in the place. One of the warriors that were hit gets up in the dust. Goten realizes at the time that it was the robotic lizard that Broly had mentioned. Frieza says, "How dare you, you insolent insect! How dare you hurt the great Emperor Frieza! Now you've made me angry, you worm!" Frieza with cybernetic body part rants shortly after heading to Dodoria. Frieza says, "And you good for nothing, getting beaten up by a little boy?" Embarrassed, Dodoria apologizes to his boss. Frieza says, "I'll leave that alone for now, but try to finish him now, to prove that you deserve to be by my side. I have a job to do right there. It's time to feel the worst pain in hell." Frieza departs to the other side, where Broly, in the Super Saiyan Berserker Radiance, was fighting a green-haired man. Dodoria says to Goten, "Hey little boy, that big guy is your master, isn't he? Say goodbye to him. Frieza, the Emperor of the Universe, will destroy him in the blink of an eye." But Goten, with a smile on his face, replies, "That's what you think. And if you look back, you'll see that it is your master who's being beaten." Goten admired Broly's new transformation, who had just become a level 3 Super Saiyan with long green hair. Zabon lay on the ground, powerless to stop Frieza from taking a sequence of punches from the Saiyan. Dodoria gets angry when he sees the scene and goes after Goten. Goten begins exchanging many blows with Dodoria, with both hitting each other in the face, none of them giving up, until Dodoria sinks his feet into the ground and leaves Goten punching him in the face without defending himself. After a few seconds of its gaping mouth, a jet of golden light vanishes, hitting Goten at point-blank range and sending him flying. Dodoria goes to Goten to exterminate him, when a warrior appears in the midst of the battle and stops Dodoria with just one finger. The mysterious warrior says, "Get out of here, you disgusting creature." With a single movement of his finger, the mysterious warrior throws Dodoria away, which crashes into a pole and he falls unconscious. After that, he turns to Goten and he asks, "Hey, is everything okay, Goten?" The mysterious warrior Goten, after stopping Dodoria in the middle of the battlefield, he follows the aid of the little Saiyan. What will this mysterious warrior be? "Hi, I'm Goten. I'll get stronger for sure. Alongside a new ally, we will triumph over the enemy. Broly Sensei, I know everything is more complex than it looks when the Emperor reveals the whole truth." Don't miss the next chapter of Dragon Ball Trilogy, which will be The Future Warrior Returns.